Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kagekaze, and this is a Diablo 3 news update. In this segment, we're going to go over the delays of the Real Money Auction House, the recent batch of hot fixes and nerfs that have gone into Diablo 3, and Diablo 3 account security, what it means to you, and how you can protect yourself against getting hacked. Alright, you may have heard that the Real Money Auction House had been delayed from its original date. I believe the original date being the 22nd, pushed back to the 29th. Well, unfortunately, it has been pushed back even further. The Real Money Auction House has been pushed back due to obstacles that Blizzard has encountered, and they have not given a new release date. So unfortunately, we've defaulted to soon, trademark. Alright, the latest hotfixes are in. These are hotfixes from both the 22nd and the 24th. I know I'm a little behind on reporting these, but wanted to keep everyone informed. A few classes have been changed slightly, some more significant than others. Basically, character power is being brought in line. A few other bug fixes have occurred, of course, but we're going to go over some of the changes that have happened to the classes. First up is the Monk, probably being the hardest hit by a lot of these changes. With the Monk, the first thing that was changed is Fists of Thunder, the Quickening rune. According to Quickening, critical hits would generate an additional 15 Spirit. This was intended to only be 15 Spirit for critical hits with Fists of Thunder, due to the fact that it is a rune for Fists of Thunder. Unfortunately, it was gaining Spirit for other sources as well, allowing monks to generate far more spirit that was intended, and has basically improved their survivability beyond what it should have been. Next change was Serenity, a protective shield that protects you for 3 seconds and grants immunity to controlling effects. Also extended the shield to allies within 45 yards for 2 seconds, and made them immune to control effects as well. This has been reduced to 1 second. The most hard-hitting to monks in general here, this includes their single-player survivability as well as group play. Mantra of Healing, the Boon of Protection, has been nerfed. Mantra of Healing shrouds you and your allies in a mystical shield for 2 seconds that absorbs up to 15% of each of the target's maximum life and damage. This was basically allowing you to shrug off 15% damage of your health pool, and it was allowing monks to survive through quite a bit, even in Inferno, and they found this to be far too powerful. What's happened is they've severely brought it down. A maximum absorbency amount to 1,000 life has been implemented. Basically, this is bringing the skill down quite a bit compared to what it was. Early level monks may not see a big difference here, but as you move on with higher health pools and getting into Inferno, you're probably going to notice that it's probably not helping you near as much as it was before, possibly not even being useful at all. Basically, what they're doing is implementing a very quick fix until they can redesign the skill in a future patch. Second hardest hit would be the Wizard. A couple changes here happen where Arcane Torrent with the Cascade rune. Enemies killed by Arcane Torrent grant a new missile that deals 175% weapon damage as Arcane. Too many missiles were proccing from this effect, and they've basically brought that in line to what it's supposed to be. Another thing that was changed is Critical Mass, critical hits which have a chance to reduce the cooldown of your spells by 1 second. This was proccing from too many sources according to Blizzard, allowing cooldowns to be much lower than intended, and that has also been brought back in line. You may want to watch out if you use the Energy Armor skill, and very specifically Force Armor. Force Armor was basically allowing wizards to take damage over 35% of their life, and that damage was brought down to 35%. So in theory, it would take you at least 3 hits before you would die. It was found that this skill is basically absorbing way too much. It was allowing wizards to move a bit further in Inferno mode and skip a lot more than they were really intended to, because of the constant reduction of damage. So what they've done to this skill is they've brought that down to where the maximum damage absorbed from a single attack will now cap at 100% of a player's maximum life. So you can now only absorb a full health bar, which means you may want to consider going into Vitality if you want to start using energy armor more, simply because if you do take a strong enough hit, you are still going to get killed. Another change comes in the form of Smokescreen for Demon Hunters. Lingering Fog has been affected as well, but simply because of the main change. Smokescreen has been reduced in half as far as its duration. Vanish behind a wall of smoke, becoming momentarily invisible for 2 seconds. That's been reduced down to 1 second. Due to that, Lingering Fog, which increased the duration of the skill to 3 seconds, so up by 1, has been reduced as well. Since Smokescreen only lasts 1 second, well, you might think Lingering Fog will make it 2. No, unfortunately, Lingering Fog is only going to bring it up to 1.5 seconds. So you're only going to gain half a second from Lingering Fog. What this will do to that skill and how effective it is, I really couldn't tell you, unfortunately. So those are the hardest hits. There's a few bug fixes here, as you can see. But those are pretty much the majority of the hot fixes. So they're basically bringing monks in line, wizards in line. Demon Hunters, that seems to be really the only change so far to Demon Hunter skills. And I did not see any explanation as to why they felt that Smokescreen was a little too strong. 2 seconds really doesn't seem like a long time. But it could have been due to the effects of Lingering Fog. But I couldn't confirm that for you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this section is one that may concern you, especially if you value your account's security. For those of you who do not know, Blizzard Authentication is not case sensitive. What this means to you is that your password, even if you put uppercase characters and lowercase in, Blizzard will see it as all one lowercase string or uppercase, depending, but basically sees it all as the same. So even if it's capital P, A, capital S, S, W, O, R, D, it'll still, if you just type in lowercase password, it's the same password. So this really reduces the number of combinations that your password can be unique at. And please excuse these numbers if they're incorrect. It's been a while since I've really done a lot of network administration, but this is kind of a rough idea of what you can see of how many combinations you could possibly have based on your password choice. What I've done is put at the top, you can see a basic password of just password. That's an 8-character string. And with just the letters, no numbers, no special characters, you have about 26 combinations per letter. With an 8-character password, you can see that that's about 208 million combinations. Now, if you add in uppercase, notice that number jumps to 53 trillion combinations. That is a massive jump in possible combinations because you have doubled each particular character's chance to be a different letter. Now, when you add numbers into the mix, you'll notice that it's 36 per character, allowing for 2 trillion, and it jumps to a staggering 218 trillion characters just using alphanumerics. And that's not even using special characters. This means that using all just lowercase means there's far fewer combinations for your password, and it makes a password less secure. Now, this can actually be reduced because a lot of people use typical words in their passwords, and this allows them to be vulnerable to what's called a dictionary search. People can start using common words, or if they know anything about you, if they've found anything about your personal information, they might know certain passwords that are most likely to be used by you. That can sometimes be garnered through social engineering. But that allows them to constantly hit your account with possible words that you could use, or just to brute force their way through by trying every single possible combination. Now you might think to yourself, well, that's no big deal. The account usually, you think of Windows, accounts lock after 3 tries. Well, unfortunately, when it comes to Blizzard accounts, that's not the case. You can constantly hit an account with bad passwords. I've tried before where I didn't realize I had been missing a letter and have tried more than 3 times. The account does not lock. Now, Blizzard is trying to help out a bit with these issues by trying to monitor where accounts come in. For example, if they see you log in from a different location or something like that, this ties in line to like their dial-in authenticator. However, keep in mind that the dial-in authenticator right now is not working with Diablo 3. However, and this is the best thing I think you can do for yourself, is to look into getting an actual authenticator for your account. A lot of people have been reporting on the forums about being hacked, about losing their items and gold, and that honestly is a tragedy. I was hacked in World of Warcraft, and I was thought I was as safe as I could be. I didn't go looking for anything malicious, bots, or anything like that. The most I went looking for were simple mods that a lot of people use, such as just damage meters. And unfortunately, even reputable sites can be tricked into putting software on your computer to help people find your information. So since then, honestly, it was painful, especially since I was doing hardcore raiding at the time, and I had to sit out for a while until Blizzard was able to sort it out. Thankfully, they were really nice about it, although I've heard there are some issues with restoration for Diablo 3. It's not as easy as World of Warcraft, I'm guessing, and it's probably because of the way they're implementing the auction houses and things like that. They're being a bit more protective of it, but I couldn't say that for sure. Please don't take that as an official statement. That I don't really know. So if you're interested in getting an authenticator, then this is the support site. This is, for me, since I'm in the US, it's us.battle.net/support. I'm pretty sure the other site will be eu.battle.net/support. And I'll go ahead and put links at the video description. And from here, you can go into Accounts and Security under the BattleNet tab there in the middle. And if you scroll down, you'll notice there's a few articles there that right away will be useful. There is adding a BattleNet authenticator, but that assumes you already have one, and it walks you through the steps of adding the authenticator. Of course, you can also see about removing one. Adding a mobile authenticator, this is actually an excellent choice if you have a smartphone. It works with Android and iPhone. Mobile authenticator is actually what I use. It just, no cost to you. All you have to do is download the application to your phone. So, of course, that means there would be a cost if you have, say, a data plan and you were maybe pushing your limit there. But you just put it on your phone and then you link it up to your account and it works perfectly. So that was no money out of my pocket. So if you want to know how to get one, though, you can go to the narrow results on the left and go to Authenticator and how do I add an authenticator? And from there, you'll see a couple support articles, including the BattleNet Authenticator FAQ. This is honestly a really great document if you have any questions regarding what an authenticator is, how it works, and as you can see here, it even shows you the price. Authenticators are only $6.50 US. So unfortunately, I don't know what the price is for any other regions. But this document here will basically show you everything you need to know. There is even a video here to help you if you're more visual. Honestly, it's a good read. If you have any concerns about your account security, this is really where you should go. Now, some of you may be concerned because you may have heard on the forums about people getting hacked with authenticators. I want to let you guys know that according to the blue posts, that this is not entirely accurate. A lot of the accounts that people are seeing, or that Blizzard is seeing, is that people actually put authenticators after the breach. Most of the ones they've investigated, people were not compromised if the authenticator was put on their account beforehand. So if you haven't had any issues yet, you want to look into this. Now, I haven't read a lot of the posts regarding getting hacked with an authenticator, and I would like to look into that further. But as of right now, all I can do is take them at their word as saying, you know what, there are hacks going on, but they haven't seen any of them happen with an authenticator. Part of this is because people are concerned about, I guess there's session spoofing in Diablo 3. Supposedly they can see you in a game and take over your account and game from there, and so people are basically being afraid of public games. They're stating that they haven't found the way that that's actually accurate, and I can't tell you for sure. Just because I know that it's never good to say that that can't happen, it's never good to say never, really. Simply because if there's a will, there's a way, and someone out there will be smart enough to figure it out. But honestly, don't take that as doom and gloom and take that as meaning that you are going to get hacked. To be quite honest, I just ever since I added an authenticator, I've had no problems. That's not obviously just me being is not a great sample size, but almost everyone I know with an authenticator hasn't had any problems. When you can even make it more secure if you want, because there is a feature in both World of Warcraft and Diablo, possibly even StarCraft, where when you put in your username and password, if you're logging in from the same computer, it will not ask for your authenticator code. This can be changed in your account settings to make it so it always asks. So you can add that extra layer. Not only can you get the authenticator, but you can make sure that if you're afraid of someone using an IP spoof, basically finding your IP address and pretending they're you so that they don't have to go through your authenticator, then you know what? Turn the settings on so that they always have to put your authenticator code in. And that will probably stop them. All right, so those are just some basic tips there to try and protect your account. And again, I think this BattleNet Authenticator FAQ is going to be one of the best reads that you can make right now. So keep yourself safe out there, guys. This has been Kagekaze, hopefully giving you a little bit of insight into some of your network security and giving you your Diablo 3 news. I'll see you guys next time.